Okay, so this is a quick video in case you're having trouble doing your graph. Okay, so basically you're going to do your experiment and record your data on a rough sheet of paper and then enter them into this table, dominant hand versus the non-dominant hand. And then you're going to follow the directions that are given here in the results in order to create a graph. So we're going to pretend like we have some results. Say these are your results. So this part, this should be dominant and non-dominant hand. So if I select it all, I can either type it out again, or I can just select it all and Control C or copy and then paste into Excel. So I would click in, let's pretend I'm doing it again. I'll just do a new one. Okay, so I'll get the data, do Control C to copy, and then go to this corner block and Control V to paste or edit paste. So now I have my data selected, and that's great because I want it to be selected, and I'm going to create a graph. So I go Insert, and I'm going to make a scatter plot. So I select Scatter, and I'm going to pick the one with just the dots. Okay, so we see it automatically has a legend here, and it shows that the blue diamonds are the results for the dominant hand, and the red or the pink squares are the results for the non-dominant hand. But the graph doesn't really have meaning unless you give it some titles. So you click on Layout, and if I give it Chart Title, I'm going to use the one that sits above, not an overlay. And you could give it a name. You can change it at any time. Axis titles. So the horizontal one, I'm going to put below, and that's your trial numbers. And then we'll do the vertical one, and I like the one that kind of is rotated to the side. It's easier to read. So this is where I'm going to put what it is that we're actually measuring. So get that stuff. Number of squeezes in 30 seconds. If I didn't like where it was positioned, I can select it and then move it. Okay, but I want to make line of best fit for this data, so I'm going to click on a data point. Actually, I'll right click on a data point, and that selects those data. And I want to add a trend line. So I can do it this way, or I can do it in the up here under layout. I can do trend line. I'm going to add a trend line, and I want it to be linear. In other words, the best line of best, the line of best fit. I want to change the color so that it matches the data points. So these ones are the blue, and I'm going to change, no, the line style I'm going to leave as solid. So this one's solid, that's fine. Close, and it makes the line of best fit. And I have a new thing on my legend. I'm going to do the same thing for the pink ones. Add a trend line, a linear. I wanted to change the color, make a solid line in the pink color, but I also want to change the line style this time because when we go to print them out ever, at our school we just have black and white. So it's good to have different lines. So I'm going to pick the dashed line. Okay, so if I were to print them out, they'd be easy to tell even in black and white. Now, I don't really need to have this part in my legend, so I'm going to select the legend, and I'm going to select this piece, and I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to do the same to this other line piece. I'm going to delete it, because I don't need all that extra, because I know that that line has to do with the dominant hand data, because of the color. I'll give it a title, so I'll give it a meaningful title, so it should describe what the graph is about. number of clothespin squeezes by dominant hand versus non-dominant hand. Okay, well that doesn't look very good. It's all over the place. I'm going to select it and click on home, and then I can play with the color if I wanted to, but I'm going to change the size. That's better, but I think I'll put this down here because then it kind of highlights dominant hand versus non-dominant hand. Okay, and there we go. So once I have the chart made and it's selected like this, I can do Control C and then go back to my lab. I'm happy with it. That should already have my data in the table. I don't need this stuff anymore because it was just directions. So I can delete it, leave a little space, and then I'm going to go Control V, and that should insert my graph. Okay, and I can still edit it because it's connected to that Excel spreadsheet. Okay, don't forget to save your Excel spreadsheet in case you ever had to make other changes along the way, but that's the idea. Hope this helps. And don't forget to answer your questions and put in your names, and then you'll be submitting the lab through Edmodo. Have fun!